Go the Distance, Chapter 28, Last Chance. Meg and Katerina materialized at the edge of a dark, rocky dock alongside the river Styx. A voice came to them in the darkness. "I heard a prayer you wanted to join me on this boat," Persephone said, her eyebrows raised. "So I thought I'd give you a lift. We're leaving soon." Meg would actually have hugged the god if she didn't think it would offend her. "Thank you." "Now we're even," Persephone said. She noticed Katerina clinging to Meg's arm. "So this is the ex's new wife?" Meg nodded. "This is her." But her focus was on Karen rowing the boat toward them, his presence especially eerie in the glow of the torches along the river. She wished he would move faster. "Where are we?" Katerina trembled as she eyed the large cavern. The stalactites hung precariously above their heads, and the vast city of the underworld lay behind them, perched on top of one another like an overgrown tree in need of pruning. It occurred to Meg and Katerina that might not remember this place, let alone even arriving in the underworld. After all she'd been through. She held tight to the woman's hand, fearing she might bolt. "This is the entrance to the underworld," Meg told her, "and that boat is coming to take us out of here." Katerina squeezed Meg's hand as she watched the lost souls swirl about in the dark water. A low layer of fog rolled in. Meg could feel Katerina shaking harder now. "Go faster," she wheeled the boat, picturing the last grain of sand shift in the hourglass. "Faster." "Hades isn't coming to say goodbye?" Meg asked anxiously. If he appeared, they were done for. "Oh no, he'll see me off." Persephone held up a hand to show an ornate snake-like silver band wrapped around her ring finger. "He asked me to marry him." Her dark eyes glowed almost yellow in the darkness, but it sounded as if she was smiling. "My mother is going to flip." "Congratulations," Meg said, hoping she sounded sincere, even as she wished Hades would miss the boat. Come on," she begged Karen, who was only feet away. Once they stepped on board, they would be free, right? She didn't want to think about the alternative. She'd gotten Katerina this far. She had to see her through to the end. Katerina's breath quickened as Karen's boat knocked up against landing. He held out his oar to hold the boat steady, and Persephone climbed in. She turned around and held her hand out to Katerina. Meg practically pushed the woman inside, then jumped in after her. Hades' voice echoed through the cave. The god of the underworld was gliding toward them in a bed of smoke. His hands folded calmly. "Not so fast, Nutmeg. Per has a get-out-of-jail-free card, but as for you two, I'm pretty sure the time of your little quest is up by now. Which means you failed, and we have no deal." The yellow in his eyes glowed. "You two belong to me." Meg's heart thudded. "If we had run out of time, we wouldn't be here, would we?" she said as evenly as she could muster. She could see Persephone watching them in the corner of her eye, and she wondered if the god would reveal the truth. "We still have some time left." Hades held out his hand. "Prove it. Show me the hourglass." "Fine." Meg swallowed, the thick heat making her ache with thirst. Her fingers trembled as she reached into her satchel for the hourglass. "Please let there be sand left," she prayed to the gods. "Please, we're so close." Meg's fingers closed around a vial, and she held it out, her breath clutching in her throat as they all turned to look. "Ha!" Hades roared. The last sand had fallen to the bottom. It was over. "You're not going anywhere." Hades' voice was laced with triumph. Smoke sprang from his hands, and he headed toward them. Katerina grabbed hold of Meg once more. "What does he mean? Megara, no, please, no!" She burst into tears. Meg stiffened. "Nope, I'm not going out of like this." She grabbed Persephone's arm, instantly regretting the move as Persephone looked down at her hand in surprise. Meg had been rash with the god before, and her mouth had gotten her in trouble, but this time her words were the only thing left that could save them. She let go and tried to channel calm and diplomacy with every word. "Would you talk to him? He'll listen to you." Persephone frowned, but Meg continued before she could refuse. "We're so close to the end of the journey, I can't send her back now." They both looked at Katerina, who was sobbing. "Please, we're on the boat already. Can't he just let us get out of here?" Persephone pursed her lips. "But if your time is up, the quest is over, no? Even Hera wouldn't let you leave the underworld if you failed." "I haven't failed yet," Meg corrected her. "If Hera hasn't stopped this boat from leaving with us on it, she must be looking favorably on us, no?" Persephone thought this over. Maybe, or maybe she doesn't realize what's going on yet. I think it means we have an opening, Meg argued. Against all odds. Like your flowers. And if we have an opportunity to get out of here, I'm taking it. But I need your help. I gave up my last chance to reach the gods to help you. Can't you do the same for us? Persephone looked from Meg to Katerina and was quiet for a moment. After what felt like an eternity, she turned to her fiancé. Hades, I'm taking them back with me. Hades' face froze. Wait. What? I'm taking them with me, Persephone repeated. Whether the hourglass is full or not, they're already on the boat, so Hera must be allowing it. Or she doesn't know what's happening. Hades' head erupted in blue flames. They really do think alike, Meg realized. Either way, there is no harm in letting them try to leave, Persephone said calmly. Megara helped us stay together, my love. Shouldn't we offer the same courtesy to her? Doesn't it make for a better story? Hades glared at Meg. No. Well, I want to help her, Persephone announced, and Hades' flames died out. At least let her try to travel to the end of the river Styx. If Hera doesn't allow her re-entrance, you'll know. She'll be back. Hades crossed his arms and looked away, his head starting to erupt in flames again. The sound of water dripping was interrupted by Charon's shifting bones. Well, are we leaving or not? He asked, his oar hovering above the water. Meg saw a soul reach for it, and Charon swatted it away. Hades? Persephone tried again. Fine, Hades said, sounding annoyed. Katerina wrapped her arms around Meg and tried to weep again, but Meg finally exhaled. Thank you, my Hades, Persephone said. Hades' resolve seemed to weaken slightly. You're welcome, love. I'll see you soon. Hades looked at Meg and his eyes flashed. As for you, Nutmeg, the same rules Hera gave to Per apply to you too. Either one of you looks back at the underworld on your way out, and you're going nowhere. Believe me, nothing would make us want to look back at this place. She glanced at Persephone. Sorry, no offense. Persephone shrugged and turned to Charon. Go already, or my mother will have my head. She sat on the bench and stared straight ahead. Goodbye, my sweet. See you soon, my pet. Hades started to laugh. You too, Meglet. Now that I think about it, probably in no time at all. What does that mean? Katerina asked, adjusting her seat so that she was facing forward like Persephone and Meg. The ferryman shoved off, moving slower than seemed possible. He's just trying to scare us, Meg assured her. Hades continued laughing. Wait, don't you want to say goodbye to your loved ones before you duck out? Meg's stomach filled with dread. What are you doing? She wondered. She raised her eyebrows at Persephone, who shrugged. Hey, I just asked him to let you go. He's not going to make it easy. It's not his way. She sighed with a love-struck, faraway look in her eyes, and Meg weirdly groaned. Layla, Katerina started, but Meg cut her off, taking her hand. No matter what happens next, don't turn around, Meg told her firmly. But, Katerina said, her voice cracking, she's so young. She shouldn't be on her own. She'll be okay, Meg assured her. I promise. Katerina's small nose scrunched up with worry. How can you promise that? Meg attempted a small smile, even as her heart started to thud. Ask me again when we're out of here. Just try to focus on getting home to your baby. Don't listen to anything he says. Meg felt the boat begin to rock as the souls from the river moaned and begged to climb aboard. Katerina pulled herself in tight, squeezing Persephone, who looked less than thrilled at the loss of a personal space. The woman remained quiet. If Layla showed up, Meg wasn't sure Katerina's willpower will hold strong. Finally, Charon approached the area where the two gigantic bony hands that served as walls opened to reveal Cerberus, who lay still. Katerina gasped. Relax, he's out cold, Persephone assured her. Hades made sure of it. One of Cerberus's heads snored loudly. The boat glided by, and Meg felt her stomach unclench slightly. It's going to be okay, she told herself as the Guardians' area closed off behind them. Up ahead she could swear she saw a light begin to form. Maybe Hades' threat was just a scare tactic. Faster, she silently urged Charon, who did not seem to be bothered by their painstaking pace. Faster. Megara, where are you? As soon as Meg heard the voice echo through the cave, her blood ran cold. She swallowed. Mother? So many have told me you're here, but I can't find you, her mother called out. Please, let me see you. I've missed you so much. Tears flooded Meg's eyes. How could Hades be so cruel? Meg couldn't ignore her. "Mother, it's me," she cried out. "What are you doing?" Katerina whispered. "Megara, no!" "Megara, I found you! Where are you, child? Let me see you!" "Be strong, Megara," Katerina said, squeezing her hand. "Don't turn around. Think about what's at stake." Meg's heart beat faster as her tears continued to fall. "I love you so much, but if I show myself, Hades will trap me here forever. But I'm free to go, Mother, I'm free. I have a chance to do something pretty extraordinary with my life. Please don't tempt me to go back and find you, because I love you so much that I'm pretty sure I will." Her voice cracked. An excruciating silence followed. "Mother?" Had Thea heard? Would she understand? Was she all right? Meg gripped the bench, tears streaming down her face. "Mother!" She tried again more forcefully. "I understand, my child," her mother called with an anguished sob. "You cannot come back. Be strong and brave like I taught you, my love. You're a big, tough girl. You tie your own sandals and everything." Meg let out a sob of her own and wrapped her arms around herself to try to remain calm. "I love you, Mother," she said, but this time there was no reply. Katerina squeezed her shoulder. "Megara, look!" Meg lifted her head and saw the light.